Wow. I bet Link must have gotten tired of waiting, and he gave up on his quest and went all the way back to his house. Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome, at long last, back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. It's been so long, I finally came back to doing Let's Plays. It just feels good to be back. I'm so sorry for that delay, that very long hiatus that was quite unexpected. But I bet you already know by now if you've actually seen the update video that I have uploaded before, but I already deleted. But I'm starting to feel a little better now. I think my kind of, well, explainable, but I'm not going to explain right now, kind of depression is gone. And so I've gotten my spirits back up, and now I'm finally ready to go back to doing some Let's Plays. It just feels good to be back. Doesn't it? It feels good? I bet it does. So, anyway, on to the recap. In the last episode, we have cleared the Eastern Palace. And after that, we got the first pennant. Well, the first of 3 pennants. We got the Pennant of Courage, and then we got the Pegasus shoes, or Pegasus Boots, from Heisenberg. Yes, even after 3 months, I'm still going to call him that, because I still don't feel like pronouncing his overly complicated name. I mean, seriously, who comes up with those names anyway? I don't know. In this episode, we're probably going to be doing some preparations for our next dungeon. We'll just finding some heart pieces. Or actually, as a matter of fact, since we got the Pegasus Boots, there are some things that we can do that we couldn't get to before, since we didn't have those items. And I bet that is a fairy fountain. Yep, that is a fairy fountain. Can't remember if I've exactly explained this before, but if you come across these fairy fountains, then the fairies here, they will restore your health and I believe your magic as well. I think they heal your magic too. If I can... Yeah, I'm sure they do. So, if you find one of these, then be sure that you be sure that you have the fairy to heal you. Because there are some situations in which you do need that, like if you're low on health, then yeah, that's what you should do. Like, essentially, they're like Pokemon centers. Folks say they just, you know, they just outright heal you instead of just, like, you know, having the option whether you want to or not. But anyways, if you see those pile of rocks here, you can just use the Pegasus Boots and just dash right into them, and it creates an opening, like this cave here, and we have a heart piece. So, during my departure, I guess I should go ahead and tell you guys what I've been doing lately. I finally got Breath of the Wild. For one thing, though, it's actually not on the Switch. I still don't have a Nintendo Switch. I actually got on the Wii U. Yeah, I kind of have the inferior version. I pretty much know why people have been going for the Switch version. Oh, yeah, real quick first, we're back in Kakariko Village, as you can see here. If you see the guy in the red clothing with, yeah, that guy over there always tries to run away from you. If you just catch up to him with the Pegasus Boots, yeah, they call it Pegasus shoes, but I always call them the boots, because that's pretty much what they are. He doesn't actually do anything useful, except that he just gives you advice. Let's see, he just tells you that you can just run into things like trees. Yeah, he just tells you a bit more about the Pegasus Boots and what you can do. Just, you know, just bash into trees. Some of the trees, like if you dash into them, some of the trees, they will sometimes drop out apples, and apples actually they heal your they heal up your hearts. And I think in Link Between Worlds, there's also green apples. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they only heal your hearts or magic. I don't remember exactly. And what we have just obtained was the Book of Medora. It doesn't exactly do anything. We only need it for plot progression. And that, of course, is for our second dungeon as well. So we're gonna need that that book here. So anyway, yeah, I have been playing Breath of the Wild lately, but like I said in the Supreme Kidnapped Zelda. Oh, jeez, people accusing me for being the kidnapper, or causing a lot of problems. What is it, Super Mario Sunshine? Or, as a matter of fact, Sonic Adventure 2. So, anyway, yeah, Breath of the Wild. like I said, I have the Wii U version, which is kind of the underrated and inferior version. And I can see where people are coming from, because from what I've noticed, there are some instances in which the frame rate will become very choppy. And I guess that's why people would just go for the Switch version. But I only have that version because I don't even have a Switch yet. I mean, I was only intended on getting the Switch version, but I just got the Wii U one, so... I'm gonna go ahead and stop myself right there. I'll continue on with the explanation of the game, because, well, you know, there's gonna be a lot of things I'm gonna get sidetracked for, because there are new enemies that I want to go over. Let me just, that one enemy that was hopping up and down in the grass, that is called a Topo. You can either kill it if you want to, or if you slash that, or if you cut that grass that, that the Topo is hopping out of, it'll just land right down and it'll start flailing about. And if you talk to it, then it'll give you some items like, you know, either hearts or arrows or bombs, etc., etc. And that's another anti-fairy here. Pull this lever, and the waterway will start flowing from that way, or the gate will open, and then that just activates the waterway. And what that does outside, it will drain the well, the swamp area, and we get another heart piece. We're gonna go ahead and go over this way here, and there's some soldiers that are well, some archer soldiers coming out of the grass as well. And that enemy that I also just killed, those are called hoarders. Well, they're actually supposed to be called spike beetles, but in this game they're called hoarders for some reason. Maybe they just like to hoard either grass or... Well, they come in variations, like either there's grass hoarders or rock hoarders. And they're really easy to kill, not that much of a threat. And yeah, there's also a certain item we'll need for rocks, but you don't really need to worry about that when it comes to those hoarders. And these guys right here, those are called the mini mold worms, and that one on the right is spazzing out for some reason. The only thing we can do about them is... buddy? You okay? Are you okay there? I think I need to go ahead and put you out of your misery there. And yes, I got the lucky shot here because, well, take a look at my arrow counter right here. Yeah, make sure you have plenty of arrows to, when shooting these, mini mold worms, because, well... Yeah, you can see right here, that was a close shot right there. I'm seriously running low on arrows, as you can see here, but thankfully I got more from that treasure chest. That guy just gave us rupees in reference to one of those moblins in Zelda 1. It's a secret to everybody. But yeah, I was low on arrows, and and you know, you have to make sure your aiming is right, because my aiming is just terrible. It's terrible as shit. And I haven't gotten over the River Zoras right there, have I? I don't think I have. Yeah, they'll come out of the water and they'll shoot those energy spheres at you. I can't remember whether or not I've actually gone over the Zoras, or those River Zoras. And that right there was an octo balloon. Can't really do anything about it, but in a few seconds they actually explode and they'll multiply in those mini Octoroks, which disappear after a little bit. And this cave on the right will lead to a fairy fountain, but if you, well, actually not exactly a fairy fountain. I think there's just fairies there you can catch. But by bombing this wall right here, and coming across, there is an item that we are going to pick up right inside this treasure chest. And that is an ice rod. And yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. I bet you're thinking that I could have just, you know, waited for the, I should have just held off from the, mini Moldworm cave until I got the ice rod. Well, I guess I didn't really think about that. I mean, well, actually, I was on my way to get the ice rod, but, yeah, I got into the cave. Well, I thought I'd be able to just defeat, all the mini Moldworms with the amount of arrows I had, but my aiming was terrible, so there you go. Anyway, so I think that should be all I can ever explain right now. I want to go back to, like, just talking about how I was playing Breath of the Wild. So, yeah. I know I stated in my, Zelda 1 Let's Play that I was kind of mixed about it. I mean, so far, like, right now, like, since I'm playing it right now, so far, I'm kind of enjoying it. I mean, granted, though, there are things that I feel like... okay, well, first of all, it's going to be a very controversial and unpopular opinion, because I know that everybody, well, almost everybody, went bonkers over Breath of the Wild. And, you know, I can see why. I mean, it is a game where you can just do whatever the hell you want. Like, you know, it's a very open-ended game, and nothing is stopping you from... Well, okay, some things are stopping you, like the beginning, where you do need to complete the first 4 shrines in order to get the paraglider. And that's where you can go anywhere else, but... Other than that, though, aside from that, it's a very open-ended game. And I do like that idea. I really do love how the game looks. It looks amazing, and, you know, I just like how they would introduce an open design game. And there's this guy here. Oh, he's silent. Pay no attention to the average middle-aged man sitting by the sign. Leave him alone. Alright, fine, I will. I think he might be for something later on, but I don't remember exactly. I guess we'll have to see. So yeah, I'm kinda having a good time with Breath of the Wild. It's alright so far. Thing about it is, though, and I know everybody's gonna agree with me once I say this, so, but hear me out here. There are a couple of things where I kind of feel like is a bit of a step backwards from previous Zelda games. For one thing, like, you know, for one thing, that actually kind of breaks the tradition of there not being any dungeons. Instead, there's just shrines. I mean, shrines can be taken as dungeons, but they're not exactly dungeons. Which is kind of weird, though, because dungeons have always been a staple in the Zelda franchise, so I don't know why they would just break the tradition there. I mean, I understand they want to try something new, but... I don't know, I'm kind of talking like a hipster here. And that vulture, that was a vulture that we, that was flying around us, and they are not they're very tedious to try to kill. They always fly around you, and if you try to get closer to them, they'll just move away from you. And they are even more dickish in Link Between Worlds. Okay, yeah, I know. I keep on comparing this game to a Link Between Worlds. You know, I can't help it. I mean, the games are both similar. I mean, Link Between Worlds is kind of a sequel to A Link to the Past. Well, according to the timeline, just after a few games like the Oracle games and then Link's Awakening. But I mean, they're both similar games, just, you know, with a kind of similar but different story altogether. But I just can't seem to help it comparing it between the games. So anyway, we're at the desert area right now, and that's where our second dungeon is. So yeah. Anyway, that's one thing that about Breath of the Wild that like again, I understand they want to go for something new with the shrines, but I mean, it kind of does feel more of Zelda-like with the dungeons, but that's just me. Another thing is that another thing that also feels like a step backwards is that the weapons are not sturdy. Like all the weapons that you pick up will break, and it kind of was a thing in Skyward Sword. Well, not exactly the weapons themselves, but particularly the shields. Like, you know, the shields could actually break, except, well, up until you get the Hylian shield, which is the only sturdy shield you have, and it will never break. But, you know, not just the shields, every single weapon that you have will break. And I don't know why they would just... I mean, I understand they want you to try to find some new swords for yourself. I mean, I get that, but still, it's kind of frustrating with all your weapons breaking, and I really see another thing that's a flaw for Breath of the Wild. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, it's... I mean, I really do see why a lot of people love the game, but I just feel like there are a lot of people that just, you know, they seem to overhype this game a lot. I think it might be coming from the hype or anything like that. I mean, I know that there's been a lot of complaints about how there's been so much linearity in Zelda. I kind of agree with Gilly the Kid, though, because, like him, I actually kind of like linearity in Zelda, to be honest. And, they just want to go for open-ended games, but they see Breath of the Wild as, probably the most flawless Zelda game ever. I mean, how is it any, like, every game can have its flaws, so, I mean, if there's a game that you love so much, there could be flaws in there as well, and you just have to, point them out. But I don't know. It just seems to be overhyped or something. I don't know. Hmm. Oh, I think I should just go in and end things off here. So anyway, it's good to be back here, back to doing Let's Plays, and I'm glad I can just I know you guys have been waiting for so long for me to do another episode, but it's just that there's stuff in life that just they either come up or there are just some things where they just break your spirits. Well, particularly families, but I'll just that's where I'll just end things off. So anyway, next time on Let's Play Link to the Past, we are going to enter our next dungeon and see what awaits us in there. So till next time, see you guys later.